WCBPodcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
It's another edition of the WCB podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Getting closer to Christmas. Hoping to get some presents in the form of Hawks dubs or just, some good play.
How about
so far, so okay.
I was gonna say let's lower the expectation on Hawk dubs for Christmas and just ask for a complete 60 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or maybe
Win
just
or
not like a complete breakdown of 3 minutes.
Less 2:30.
Yeah,
That's
well,
really
3 minutes would be 3 minutes is like ideal. That'd be good.
Yeah, but if you could get past that 2:30 mark, we'd be happy.
Yeah, that's yes, absolutely. That's what I would. That's all I want for Christmas.
That's all for Christmas is the Hawks not to let up 3 goals in less than 3 minutes, back-to-back games, which is exactly what they did this past week against the Islanders, the most boring fucking team in the league, and the New Jersey Devils, the biggest fucking frauds in the league. And I stand by the fraud statement, even though that they beat the Hawks, because they should have beat the Hawks by way much more, a lot quicker than they did. If they were so good at what people claim they are. If
they were so good.
Frauds.
I don't know. Drew Comesso had some pretty great saves.
Well, we'll get into that for a second here. Let's just start off. We'll do a quick little recap of the week. First off, they did their whole New York swing. It was looking good with that win against New York that we talked about last week. And so the vibes are riding good. We're going into the island. The Islanders not scoring a lot of goals, which is a huge benefit for the Hawks because, their defense and goaltending has been playing fairly well. And this was a weird one. This game was up and down the whole way.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it wasn't during this game that they brought up the stat that the Hawks have scored the most, or have opened the scoring the most in the league in their games. Like the first team to score, they're number one.
I think this is the first, this is the first time that they really fully acknowledge that stat,
which is hilarious. And I'm just like, oh, so the Hawks are really good at scoring the first goal. The Hawks also have a really good penalty kill. The Hawks also are top 10 in power play. The Hawks must be in a playoff position, right?
Dead last.
It's what's happening? How does this happen?
But yeah, so Bedsy opens up the scoring for the Hawks on this one power play goal. Fucking you love the kid's hot. Don't let the kid get hot. I mean, he's fucking feeling it now. I think we'll hear his name again come here, player of the week conversation. But just Vlasic again, so good, so good.
Yeah, dude. That's one of the benefits. I do think that Seth Jones is a good player, but one of the benefits of him not being on the team currently is Vlasic getting all the power play one time, undisputed power play one time. And I think it's worked out pretty well.
Watching the goal visualizer again, I completely forgot. This is the one that the Islanders just dropped the ball on clearing the puck. And Bedsy just picked up and just had a fucking wrist shot. And
the little toe drag around the defenders and then shot it back to the opposite direction.
Great shot, little Sully to the Islanders fans in the front row against the glass. Fucking love this kid, man. Don't let him get hot because everybody wants to doubt him, and he's not gonna let it happen.
Yeah, so good, so fun to watch.
The Hawks go into the second period, up 1-0, and then. What was it? The third period that still happened?
Yes. So the second period, the Islanders end up putting in 2, where it's just kind of I think the first one was just screened. Was it the second one just also another screen? Maybe it was tipped off of somebody. And then I stepped away to go put my son to bed. and I came back and the Hawks were down 5-1.
Yeah, what's funny is I went to bed, I was like turned it off and I was like, okay, I'm done watching this when it was 5-1. And I'm like, I'm over it. I can't watch this just lack of fucking effort. Second period, I mean, despite going down 2-1, they were still playing competitive hockey. They had more opportunities and more chances than the Islanders did. I felt the pressure was on them more in the zone and all that. And they go into the third and you think, okay, they got the balls in their court or the pucks on their side of the ice and they're ready to go. They're gonna take advantage of the momentum they had in the second. And then within 2 minutes, so at the 5:39 mark was Dobson's goal. And within the 7:58 mark, the Islanders are up 5-1.
Yep.
It's just
a breakdown, a massive breakdown.
Yeah, the massive breakdown. And people calling, saying like they were calling for Luke Richardson's head and this and that. It's like, that's not a coaching thing. Like, that is the players sitting back, getting comfortable, and just not having that killer instinct.
Yeah, it's either sitting back and getting comfortable, or it's, getting down and just thinking you're completely out. And that's how you get two quick ones after that. I don't know. It's a huge breakdown for that 3 minutes. But one of the positives is the fact that, I mean, they did still bring it real close, putting 3 of their own in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, so at the 11-minute mark, TJ Brody gets his first. This is by Bedard and Foligno. 18:50 mark, Bertuzzi gets his 7th from Taylor Hall. And then with 10 seconds left, Bertuzzi gets his 8th, his 2nd of the game from Vlasic and Bedard. So that is a good takeaway. I mean, that's a great point. I really didn't think about that because it's just a letdown. It was just the biggest disappointment there. But yeah, you do kind of forget that, hey, this does show fight and the opportunity. It's just frustrating that you have to get down.
Yeah. It's a little too little too late.
Exactly.
But even after the game, like, Patty Waugh was like upset with his team. Even though they won, he's just upset because he's just like, they gave up on, they didn't help their goalie out there. Like, they got the 5-1 lead, and then they played too relaxed and let them just get shelled.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what Patty Waugh said on that too. And it's like, if I was Sorokin, I'd be fucking pissed. Like, so Hawks dropped that one 5-4. Drew Commesso gets called into this one after the Hawks go down 5-1, so he gets his first taste of NHL action. Didn't let anything in. I don't think he really faced too many shots in this one.
Two,
yeah. So
2 shots, 2 saves. At least that's what it was during the game. Let me see if it was like updated after the fact.
Updated it all, maybe.
2 shots, 2 saves.
So 11 minutes. Yeah. So I mean, he got his little taste. It definitely brought up the question if we were going to see him against New Jersey.
Yeah.
Or what the whole situation was with that. And they did go to him against New Jersey. And boy, did he fucking look good. Like,
yeah, it was up until, the little 3-minute breakdown.
Yeah.
But it's this game could have also been way worse had he not made a lot of really good saves.
Oh, 100%.
There's the one where Howlett's just by himself in front of the net, and he makes an insane glove save in the second period, and I was just like, oh my god, like, he's gonna get a shutout for his first game. Holy shit.
I thought that too. And then the second that Mercer scored and like the start of the third, I was like, damn it.
Yeah. I was pretty upset.
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, I mean, Hawks 40 minutes, hard fought hockey with the Devils, who are top 2 or definitely top 5 in the NHL right now in terms of league standings. I mean, they're high scoring offense. They got big names, Jack Hughes. I mean, he ends up getting a goal in this one, but it's like they have the talent and and the skill to score, and you just you take the foot off the gas a little bit again in this one, and this time was literally 2 minutes and 6 seconds to
Yeah, it was
go
even. It was
from
even quicker.
to go from 1-1 to 4-1. Like it's like, again, much like the Islanders, and it's like it's more understandable with this one considering the level that New Jersey's at, even though they're frauds.
Mm.
It's like, I don't even know how to really put in words. It's frustrating because this team should be doing better. I'm not expecting them to be in the playoff conversation, winning a bunch of games, but this team is good enough to not put back-to-back games where you let up 3 goals in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm glad. I'd rather have this happen now than like when they're supposed to be good.
No, yeah.
Like, now it's kind of like you kind of like get upset, brush it off. Like, hopefully they just play well, continue to play well, and continue to get better. It's just, it sucks because like even that Jack Hughes goal, now that I'm like remembering, they were hemmed in their zone for so long. I think everybody that was on the ice was out there for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Kaiser did like some stupid mistake where he like had the puck and then just didn't get it out, just took it to the boards. Like he was so gassed, like he couldn't shoot it out of the zone. And I don't know, like them battling for that long and then finally giving one up, like did that just put them in a bad place where like 2 happened so quickly again? You know, like those are things
Kaiser,
that you got to get over it right away in the NHL. Otherwise, they're going to pounce on you, and that's what they did.
yeah, Kaiser hasn't seen ice since.
Yeah, I mean it's been 2 games.
But I'm still saying though, like it's just I do like that with Anders coaching, that he's like he's holding guys accountable, and I'll be curious to see if something comes of with TJ Brody because of just the god awful defensive play he did with the second goal today against Washington.
Yeah, I mean
But
it's probably, I'm sure Kaiser's probably back in the rotation next game after that.
So the Hawks dropped that one 4-1. Then they had a just quick turnaround back in Chicago against the Islanders, and this one was a little nervous for this one just because I'm like, fuck, is the Islanders just gonna be fucking buzzing? They got some guys back in this one. I think this is Barzal's first game back in a minute. And I didn't see anything until the third period. I missed the first couple periods. So I'll let you take it away.
I mean, from what I remember, the Hawks played well. I was actually just trying to go back and see, like, in the Islanders game, Kaiser was like 3rd most in time on ice, and then he got less time on ice against the Devils. So I think maybe it's one of those things where, you still haven't played a full season in the NHL, so maybe getting so much ice time for a few games, maybe he's a little gassed, and that might be a reason why he was pulled. And then
trying to do too much.
Because like they won against the Islanders, then that's probably why they went back with the same lineup, other than getting Foligno back in there, because Foligno was out, I believe, with an illness for this game.
He was sick.
So I'm trying to remember who the first line was. Was it Bedsy with Kurashev and Donato? I don't know.
Let me see if I can go back to it.
Let's see.
Great podcasting.
Yeah, I know, right? Either way, it's funny to me because like Mikheyev got the first goal of this game, and he's been surprisingly just like a steady player this year. Like, you can always tell when he's on the ice because he's hounding the puck and he's always going like 110%.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to see him get rewarded this game with a goal finally, because it's been a minute. I think it was after Ryan Pulock scored. I texted our group and I was just like, "Oh, is this the 2.5 minutes that we're gonna be dreading now?" Luckily, once the 2 minutes were over, I was like, "Oh, cool! I think the coast is clear." But isn't it funny that all 3 of these games? Yeah, all 3 of these games, the Hawks scored first.
Yep, just keeps it going.
They just keep
on
it,
Sunday,
keep it
it was Donato, Bedard, Kurashev, Hall, Nazar, Bertuzzi, Teravainen, Dickinson, Mikheyev, Maroon, Reichel, Anderson.
Got it.
And I just happened to look up at the screen at the game right now, and do you see Ranky's playing top PP minutes?
Yeah, he's been playing top power play
the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
At least I'm pretty sure since he's been called up, he's been on first line power play. I remember him being on it.
I love that.
Fucking other games.
Give him the fucking puck and some team makes a fucking stupid play at the blue line.
That's all right. I mean, it's good because then there's another right-handed option on the power play.
Yeah, 100%.
That's one of the issues I think with the forward core is like the only right-handed option that's a threat to score is Bedard.
Dude, sorry, I know this is like this game right now, but it kind of goes with back to everything. Bedard needs to fucking shoot the puck, man.
Oh yeah.
He needs to take the shot. He needs to stop looking for that extra pass.
Yeah, I think you got to mix it up because he's looking past a lot more often right now, and I think everybody's starting to know that.
Pick that up, yeah.
He's really got to show that his shot's the huge threat, and then that's when it opens up the passing lanes even more.
Like he was just what just frustrated me is it was in the top of the circles in the slot. Has a shot, like a lane, just to put the puck on net, nobody with him, and he throws it off to Donato between 2 guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a pass you make. He's got the shot that he needs to take advantage of it. Like, Teravainen with a nice shot there.
Anyway, we're doing a live.
But it just fits because there's times in the last few games that I've noticed this with him, and it's like, this isn't me like criticizing Bedard in terms of like, oh, he's a bust and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just like
griping.
It's like, dude, you have the skill, you have the shot, you have the ability. Fucking trust yourself and use it.
Yeah.
Like Kaner had the same issue when he was like first in the league. Like he would just throw the puck off, and it's like, dude, you got the shot, you got the lane, just fucking take it. Worst case, you set up a nice rebound for somebody attacking or something. Like,
yeah, I feel like so much of that has to do with just like being young as well. Yeah. You know, like for the brief time Dylan Strome was here, you saw that all the time with him too.
Yeah,
he would have a wide open shot on goal and he would be looking past, and now he's playing fantastically in Washington. But yeah, this back to this Islanders game. I think this Taylor Hall goal was pretty funny that he ended up scoring. Because he had a chance on net where he just mishandled the puck. And I was like, damn, dude, like what a good chance that like nothing happened. And then they just do a quick little like regroup in the zone and it gets dished back to Vlasic, who then finds Teravainen like top of the circles, and Hall slides his way to the far side, like near the goal line, and just ends up getting a 1T for like a wide open net. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is this team?
This little Jackie Moon semi-pro Taylor going there. No, I don't want it. Here, take it. I don't want it. No, give it back.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like let's try that again.
Yeah.
And the Teravainen goal,
it's too. Holy shit!
It's so funny that you mentioned the like Bedard moving the puck on the power play when he has a lane. The Teravainen goal is exactly that. Like he steps up through the like dot and like has a chance to shoot, and then he gets to Teravainen who fucking one times it home. But for every like one time that it works like that, 9 times you should be taking that shot. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
But Teravainen deserved that one. He had a fucking great game against that was 3 points for him.
Yes.
Yeah. A power play goal and 2 assists. Like, I mean, he was off to a fucking hot start and then just kind of hit a wall. And now he's been demoted and his role has changed. Probably not what he was expecting re-signing here, but I think it's good for him. I think he is able to like step back, calm shit down a little bit, and it's just a matter of time before he's back out on that top line, top 6, I think.
Yeah. And I think it would be nice to see like Reichel and Teravainen with Bedard.
It'd be cool to see. I mean, at some point in the season, why not try it?
Yeah, because you can't tether Reichel to Patty Maroon forever, especially putting him on the fourth line. Like, he's going to have to play up and play more minutes if you want him to show like that offensive ability that he has.
Jesus Christ.
I love like I was listening to the game in the third period, and I just love that like Bedard was able to get that game winner with like less than a minute left.
Oh yeah.
That's got to be so big for his confidence too. Like coming through these last 3 games with 5 points. One of them was a game winner. Like that's a pretty huge weekend.
Yeah, I mean, since the 9th, which is what was the start of this week, so it would be our like player of the week category. 4 games, 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists, +2. Like he is playing like in the month of December. He
9. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was been a long week.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It was against the Rangers. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he really had 5 points in 2 Islanders games.
Yeah, but it's like he's entering today's game. I mean, it might change depending on how this game goes, but he's above a point per game player in December so far. He is tied for most multi-point games, right, with Eddie Olczyk and Bobby Hall for a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I don't understand why people think that this kid isn't good or he's a bust or something like that. It blows my mind.
Yeah, no, the kid's all right.
The kid's all right.
I just love that, like, under Sorensen so far, he's got 7 points in 5 games.
And you know what a big factor of that is his lines have not changed much.
Yeah. I mean, they've changed. They've had minor changes.
But it's been, the lineups have essentially been it's not crazy line blender. Joey Anderson, you're on the top line.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's 1 or 2, like especially with Bedard, the top 6, it's like 1 or 2 guys rotating out versus Bedard and whoever's that 2C. You get to stay there, and then we'll just throw 4 other guys with you guys.
Yeah.
You're giving them time to build a little bit more chemistry and work a little bit better.
I think my favorite thing about Sorensen so far is allowing the defense to bring in a little more offense to the game.
Yeah.
Rather than being so safe and like stay back. And I think it just works well with like the way that Vlasic his confidence is just incredible. Like, I can't believe it. He steps up at the perfect times. He knows when to back out. He's moving the puck well. Since Sorensen has been coaching, Vlasic's also 5 points in 5 games.
Yeah, dude, it's a game changer. Like, it really is. And maybe he is the answer to the coaching position. I mean, it's still early to tell and all that. We're in the honeymoon phase and all that.
Yeah.
But it's like you see stuff. You see what he did with Taylor Hall, or not Taylor Hall. Sorry, I just literally looked up, saw his name. Frank Nazar in Rockford. You obviously, whatever he was coaching Korchinski on is paying off big time, because since his call up, I mean, he has looked like a completely different player than he was last year. More confidence. He is not afraid to skate the puck and make a move and get himself in the play as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the development that it's like, any questions about what the Hawks are waiting for, like, you're seeing it with some of these players, and it's like You just have to give it the time, and we have the proof. Like the proof is in the pudding, and it is being shown right now, and
Yes.
it's very nice.
Yes, I'm excited. I know they were talking about it pregame today that he's more of like a development coach, and it's like, yeah, because we got to develop our guys. Like that's perfect. Like that's what we're looking to do. It's not about going out there and trying to spend a ton of money to bring in a bunch of guys and like win games immediately and mortgage the future. It's like I'm so fucking tired of hearing all that shit online that like Bedard's like potential's getting spoiled, and it's like he's actually still really fucking good. He's gonna be really fucking good. He's got currently 87 points in his first 100 games on a team that wasn't
had
good
nobody
last year, and yeah,
he's really had no consistent line mates. He hasn't had true playmaking or like finishers on his to play with. It's like, and he still has 87 points. We're gonna save this for his like 100 point when we talk about his 100th game, but it's like, look at where he ranks among more recent like first overall picks. Crosby in 100 games, 132 points. So that's what's McDavid 108. Patrick Kane, never heard of him, 96 points. Austin Matthews, 90 points. Connor Bedard, this is technically 99 games, so there's still a period to go at least. And you could always add to this, but 87 points, 99 games. He is up there with some of the all-time best right now in this league. And he's doing better than guys like McKinnon, Nugent Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Stamkos, Tavares, Heischer, Jack Hughes, Lafreniere. Like, where is everybody like freaking out about those guys? Jack Hughes is considered one of the best American players right now, young up and coming American players. You're telling me that based on what you're saying about Bedard, everybody should have wrote him off as a bust?
Yeah, everybody wants to just be like, well, he wasn't supposed to be generational. It's like, okay,
but still,
everybody's generational.
McDavid goes into a situation like, yeah, the Oilers weren't great, but he still was surrounded by former first round picks. He was surrounded by guys that can get the job done. Like, if you're trying to compare him to McDavid, like that's a completely different situation.
Yeah, McDavid wasn't stepping in as the first piece of a rebuild. He was the final piece of a rebuild. Yeah. Like Bedard is literally the first piece. When you want to compare him to Kane, Kane wasn't the first piece of a rebuild. Like Kane was one of the final pieces of a rebuild.
And
it was him. Taves. It was him. Yeah, he came in with Taves, but then they still had plenty of playmakers. Marty Havlat was on the squad. Yeah. And then when they brought Hossa in, like that was the final piece. But like Bedard is really just step 1, not step 10. Like that's not the same. Crosby came in and got to play with fucking Mario Lemieux.
Yeah. Bedard comes in and who's Bedard's mentor? Fucking Connor Bedard. He's his own mentor in this situation.
I guess you can say, I mean, I don't really know who was on Edmonton when Taylor Hall was drafted, but Edmonton was still pretty bad.
Oh, no, they were awful, and that's why they had McDavid. But I'm just saying, though, you had the amount of, like, first overall picks they had on that team of all guys that should be able to compete and do what first overall picks do. Like, that list I read.
Do you know who he blows out in points that was a first overall pick in their first 100 games? Marc-Andre Fleury. It's fucking so few points.
By what, 87 or 86? He definitely had a couple assists.
He had 4. I'm assuming maybe 4. I'm giving him benefit of the doubt. So I'm just going based off of like the seasons.
Dude, that list I read had 3 Oilers first overall picks.
Yeah.
If you like, you gotta just
Nail Yakupov. Just so much better than him.
You got to just calm down and breathe. And what's funny is like the louder that the anti-Bedard stuff has been getting, Dude, he's been getting his groove back. You see him, like you obviously you can hear he's hearing this. He's kind of seeing it. I don't think he's one of those guys like
I'm
that.
curious if he's not hearing it and seeing it because like he doesn't see. Actually, I don't know.
I think he does. I think he does see it, but he is strong mentally enough to take it as motivation versus like the rumors you hear about like Elias Pettersson.
He's not soft.
Yeah,
Zibanejad.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's able to like hear it, take it, and use that to fuel him. And because he has been, you just see, even when he's not getting points out there, like some of the plays, the stick handling he's doing. Was it the first game against the Islanders or the second game against the Islanders that he just brought the puck in, did like an out, like a regroup in the zone, and just threw a backhand pass through two defensemen, and almost like was tape to tape with what was it, Donato going to the net or something like that. Like the kid, it's ridiculous what he can do. And we talked about it last year too. He was able to do all this stuff, but he had nobody to finish for him. How many times did you see him make amazing passes or amazing plays right in front of the net, and the puck would just bounce off these guys' sticks because they
weren't expecting it. Yeah, they weren't expecting it to actually make it through.
Yeah, it's like just fucking calm down and just relax.
Yeah, he's fucking good. That's all I'm gonna say. He's so good.
So, anything else about New Jersey? No. We kind of got on the Bedard tangent here.
Oh yeah, no. It was pretty nice that they won that game though.
Yeah.
After collapsing in 2 games for a 2.5-minute stretch back to back, like it's nice to see them come out and win that game, and also finally get an empty netter on their side.
Yeah, Connor Murphy's first of the year.
Hell yeah, buddy. Let's go.
So Hawks went 1-3. Right now they're losing 2-0 to the Capitals at the end of 2. Coming up, they have 3 games left before the Christmas break. They are against Seattle at home on Thursday, which they're actually doing or honoring Roenick's Hall of Fame induction before the game.
Against that team that he was famous to play against, the Seattle Kraken.
100%. And then they go on the road for the start of a road trip with games against Calgary and Minnesota. And then they don't play again until the Friday after Christmas when they're in Buffalo. And then I think they play at home against Dallas the Sunday before the Classic on the 29th. Yeah. So a little bit of everything in the next 3 games coming up. A good team, a surprising team, and a team that should be doing better, I feel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, should all be good games. I mean, last time they played the Wild, they won, right?
No,
that was the time before that.
Yeah, they lost 3-2.
Okay. Either way.
Was it 3-2?
Might have been.
I literally was just...
I have too much stuff.
Yeah, they lost 3-2. They won 2-1 November 10th, and then they lost 3-2. That was the day after Thanksgiving.
That's true.
It was the Black Friday game.
They
were up 2-0 that one, and they just said again they're
the old classic give it away.
That was Donato's 2-goal game after Kaylee Chelio said that he was due to explode, and we're like, shut up, Kaylee, and then he goes and scores 2, and we're like, fuck, good job,
Sorry.
Kaylee.
I think she called Donato to have another good game after that. I don't think he did shit. So.
So I think we kind of just picked our player of the game or player of the week with Connor Bedard. I mean,
yeah, even though he's so bad.
Yeah, he was a fucking beast. Honorable mention too for that span. Taylor Hall had 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Vlasic 4 assists. Tyler Bertuzzi 3 goals. Hey, noted goal scorer Tyler Bertuzzi. Tanner Houston bump right there.
Yeah, just fucking snoozing through the first 30 games.
So, some other news. We already talked about Bedard playing his 100 games, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, it didn't feel like he's at that level. 100 just seems like so much, and I'm happy to have him as a Blackhawk still, and so fucking excited to see what he does. The other big news for Blackhawks, we kind of touched on that a little bit, but Frankie Nazar gets the call up. Nazar, I don't know. Rick Paul says it both ways within the same sentence, so I just get thrown off on which one. I rely on him to say it right for me.
It's the old Soderblom treatment.
Yeah. But he gets the call up after just absolutely dominating the AHL in terms of rookie scoring and all that. And he hasn't gotten on the scoreboard yet. I mean, he doesn't have any points since the call up, but he is noticeable out there. Like his energy and, getting not afraid to get into the play. It's been noticeable for me at least.
Yeah. I mean, he's in there all the time. I feel like maybe just having to get used to the guys that he's going to be playing with now. It might be in it. That might be what's going on. It's going to happen for him. He's going to put one in pretty soon here. He looks real good though. A couple times already though too. Like the puck has just taken an odd bounce where he just doesn't get anything on it. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be so fucking frustrating.
Oh yeah, 100%. But and then too, I think like not only getting like just adjusting to who he's playing with, I think also just adjusting to the role change a little bit too. I mean, he was top dog down in Rockford, so it's tough to go there. But it's nice to see that he's getting top power play minutes, and I hope they at least keep him on the power play unit, regardless if they change it up at all. Just keep him out there as much as possible and let him. I mean, you're calling him up early than you intended to.
Yeah.
It's a season that doesn't matter. They're not fighting for playoff position. If you're gonna have him playing with the big club, just fucking play him.
Yeah. Don't
limit him.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to still have him in Rockford. Getting so good, but like it's fine. It makes sense.
Perfect world, he'd still be down there and just overdeveloping and all that kind of stuff. But I understand calling him up. I mean, you had to do something.
Slow cooking.
Yeah. But the only other thing I really have for Hawks talk here before we get to your little farm report, just an interesting note. Philip Kurashev health bombed again. I think you said it, and I agree with you now. We probably should have sold high on him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's is it just like a down season? Like is he gonna have a bounce back year? But it's another one of those times where like he's all over the place. He doesn't have a steady line that he's on. And I'm curious how much of that has to do with like the fact that he was bouncing all around the place. I mean, the whole team was bouncing all over the place to start the year. He seems like the kind of guy that settles down if he's just put on one like strict line.
He's missing the Bedard effect, man.
Yeah. Still an RFA.
Yeah, so he was just a 1-year deal, right? No, did he sign 2?
He was signed a 2-year deal, but this is the last year.
The last of the 2?
Yeah. And I like Phil Kurashev. It sucks that it's just not clicking for him this year.
I don't mind him. I don't think he was ever gonna be that top 6 guy that he was showed last year. I think good. Yeah, he was so good last year. And I'm not like, I think that was a huge thing. He got the confidence from playing with Bedard the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And when Bedard went down, he had that confidence that he was able to do it. And it was nice that he believed in himself to keep it up with Bedard out of the lineup. But like you said, not playing with Bedard, doesn't have it, rough, slow season. And even when he got put back on line with Bedard, it just didn't have that same magic.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But
all right, let's head to the farm here.
Hey. All right. Nick Lardis update. Kid's still scoring goals. He's still almost a goal per game. 28 goals in 30 games played. That's pretty wild.
It's so
awesome.
stupid he didn't get a World Junior invite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. Make him hungry. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna looking at like most points right now based off of like our what is it? Our prospects. Alex Farrand, he's 32 points in 28 games, 15 goals, 17 assists. Not too shabby playing the O. Jack Pridham, he's got 25 and 24, but he's got 12 games in the BCHL and then 12 games in the OHL. Actually, 15 points in the OHL right now. Aiden Thompson having a good year still in Denver. I can't remember. Oh yeah, does he have a C or an A? I think he does.
At Denver?
He's got an A.
Yeah.
20, what did I say it was? 34 points? No. 24 points in 18 games. Sam Rinzel's still nasty. 20 points, 20 games. I think he's leading all defensemen in goals with 8. What was it? Dominic James, 17 points in 14 games. Sasha Boisvert is still sick, 17 points in 19. Oliver
Dude,
Horn,
he had
17 points in 20.
Sasha Boisvert had a sick goal. Oh, and he once again NCHC Rookie of the Week.
Are you serious?
Sasha. Yep.
Dude, how many times?
Third time this season.
In how many weeks? Like 6?
Yeah.
8? Something like that?
I'm trying to see.
Is there a list? It's not an elite prospects. I wish it was. But that, like, how awesome is that? Who else is in the NCHC division? You know?
Dude, if you're not following Chicago prospects, like I know you don't have Twitter, but like if you're listening and you're on Twitter, Chicago, let's see what's the actual tag. CHI_prospects is a great account. They tweet, they like retweet like all the highlights from all the Hawks prospects. They will put lineups, they'll put little notes about different players and what they're doing throughout their leagues. Like it's a really cool account.
I was just looking up NCHC to see who else is in that, which I now remember looking at it, but it's the University of Denver, Western Michigan, St. Cloud State, Colorado College, Arizona State, University of Nebraska, Minnesota Duluth, Miami University of Ohio. But fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, those kids are good. What else? Anybody in particular you want to know about?
Oh, Mikheyev on the board.
Did you get anything? How's Levchinov doing? 9 points in 22 games. Not too shabby.
Levchinov is another guy that people are kind of like, oh, he's got a lot of development to do. And it's like, yeah, no shit. That's why he's in fucking Rockford. Like,
yeah, dude. Every time I see somebody post something like, I went to a Rockford game and man, Levchinov did not look like too great. Made a lot of mistakes. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, he has all the tools like necessary to be a top end defenseman. He just needs that development. Like, we get it. I guess we all don't get it, but I wish we did. Shit, what's the name I'm looking for here? I mean, Korchinski still technically kind of like a prospect. He's been looking good on the NHL squad.
I mean, Camesso, I know his numbers in Rockford weren't the greatest, but I mean, just from what we saw from his one
really
game
good.
and his
He looked really good.
Give him the time. I mean, there's a reason why they are very high on this player, and we got a nice little taste of it, and I think she could get you excited.
Yeah, same with like Louis Crevier too. He's been pretty decent on the big squad. Yeah, he's such a big boy. It's crazy. I wish that like he would just lay people out because he's so big. But I feel like he might get a lot of penalties if he were to do that. Because
oh yeah, 100%.
Everybody's so short for him that he would just end up getting like roughing penalties or like elbows. But if you have that size, like nobody should want to go into the corner with you. That's kind of it. I really think. Is there anybody else Merrick Vanacker has got 5 points in 8 games. I don't keep track of that kid too, since he's like now healthy.
Yeah, he's healthy getting in there.
Oh, John Mustard, 12 points in 17 games. I think he's another.
Where's he at again?
He's at Providence College.
That's
right. We have
right.
actually 3 players at Providence College, but I think he's another like rookie, like collegiate rookie who's actually doing pretty decent amongst all like college rookies.
Yeah.
So that's good to see too, since he was like a 3rd rounder.
Yeah.
Third.
The prospect pool's deep, man. The future is going to be really good.
You just need a couple of these guys to pan out and then just fill it out with free agency and trades. Like that's the best part is like hopefully some of these guys that are drafted a few years down the road are potentially going to be like everyday lineup kind of guys.
Right. And yeah. So all right. That was the farm report here. All right. I don't know if you have anything for NHL talk, but I figure we could talk about the real shit show situation in New York. Because one, I don't, like you said, I don't know if it's a legitimate connection. But there's Chris Drury said, the Rangers are open for business to make changes and get their ship right and all this kind of stuff. Capo Caco was healthy scratched the other day, and he was not holding back when talking about it. He's been linked again. I don't know if this is just people saying they could see the connection, or if there's legitimate like connection to linking the Hawks and the Rangers and a trade partner for this.
Like if there's actual smoke, or if it's just like hopes and dreams.
Exactly. But yeah, talking. I mean, I think his comments were kind of interesting. Falco was asking about the health scratch. Yeah, I was surprised. You got to do something as the coach, and when you're losing games, but I think it's just easy to pick on the young guy and boot him. He would go on to say even more that that's how I feel, to be honest. Haven't been on the ice too much when opponents score a goal. I have not been the worst guy, but that was me out of the lineup. The whole team is playing bad, and I get that you got to do something. I don't know. If I were a coach, I would always do something. I was just surprised it was me at that point. So definitely not happy with the situation there. You have Zibanejad being benched for large portions of games, and it's like after seeing how they handled Barclay Goodrow and then how they handled Jacob Trouba.
Yep.
Like is Chris Drury turning the Rangers into the biggest scumbags of the league in terms of handling their players?
So I found this part again, but it's actually Steve Dangle that brings it up for the Rangers. He said that there was a players only meeting and it was not to discuss Peter Laviolette. That relationship is fine. Their main gripe is Chris Drury. They want him to either change his ways or be gone.
So
like you can't with a management style that he's been running, like you can't feel comfortable. Like the second your team starts to falter, like you can just be, it doesn't matter if you have a no trade clause, because he'll just drop you. And then you're going wherever. It doesn't matter. Like even if it's a team that's not on your list that you would waive for, it doesn't matter. He doesn't care.
AKA Trouba, AKA Goodrow.
And Goodrow, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just this guy's just going to be a scumbag. Like, why the hell would we want to be here?
And it's really shitty because it's like the Rangers are a good team. If it's literally just coming down to the team is just they can't play under the way Drury is running things.
Yeah,
that sucks because this is a good team. This is a team that I still think once they figure shit out, they can still make a run for the cup. They could be a legitimate threat come playoff time. And you wanna fucking blow it up mid-season with some of your better players and more loyal guys. That's just bullshit. That's not how you fucking run things.
Yeah, it's silly. I don't know. I hope they fucking keep going downhill, because then you just pick them apart, take some pieces, like some nice complimentary pieces from him for like probably pretty cheap, because he's blowing up things like for no reason. Like the return he got for Trouba is not anything great, and like the whole fact the team's playing bad is pretty much based off of like his actions. So he's causing the team to play bad, and then he's dropping players left and right like a child who's upset that you guys don't want to play by his rules. So he's just like trying to break all the toys, and then he's like, "Here, you can have this. It's broken."
So I'm gonna just look at the roster real quick. They only got one more year left of Panarin locked in. You keep this shit up, he's not gonna want to stay. He'll fucking book it. He'll
be 35 by the time he needs another deal.
Still,
he's still really fucking good though.
Yeah,
bring him back to Chicago.
I'll do it.
And then
there's like cost
you think Kaner comes back too?
I don't know. The way he's playing in Detroit, I don't think I would touch him with a 10-foot pole at this point right now.
Hey, I think it's just because he's in Detroit. Come back to Chicago, baby. We'll treat you
I think
right.
what's even crazier is that Adam Fox was allegedly on the trading block.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
That's hilarious. I saw something about that he, like, if somebody asked about Adam Fox, that they'd listen to it.
Hey,
then he goes and follows that up the next day with a game-winning goal.
He knows how to respond to like that kind of shit. Not everybody does.
So I don't know. And then you go and you throw a shit ton of money at Shesterkin and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know.
Maybe we can get K'Andre. Except for I'm kind of excited for our defenseman, and going into the future.
Yeah, D's not what we need to acquire. It's goaltending, or not goaltending. It's forwards. Yeah. So
solid.
I don't know. I'm giving the New York Rangers the scumbag award.
Yeah, I feel like Kreider's probably the next one out the door, closely followed by like Zibanejad.
Jonathan Quick.
You think Quick's out there? I mean, honestly, like if you're going to trade pieces, you can probably get a lot more for Quick than you can for some of these guys that aren't playing too hot. Especially to a team like Toronto, who's got goalie injury issues.
Dude, Chris Kreider is like being talked about, moved. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I told you. That's what I literally just said. Kreider's the next one out the door.
So no, I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm just saying though, like it's crazy that the only player that I haven't heard is safe is Panarin. Like that's the only player that I haven't heard anything about.
Yeah.
Well, him and Shesterkin technically.
Well, I mean, for the most part, how are you going to move Panarin?
No, I know.
Nobody has the cap space.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it blows my mind that you have this good of a team.
Also, he has 36 points in fucking 29 games. He's still nasty.
It's fucking stupid. But, all right, let's wrap this up. Episode 301.
I wasn't done.
Sorry.
Jeez. I actually just wanted to loop this into Buffalo. Also is having issues. Like I said, every year, drop 10 games in a row. And I think it's just hilarious because like their owner was coming to meet them in Montreal to have like a team meeting. And apparently the meeting was just about like, hey, like, don't worry. We're not making any drastic changes. Like, this is the group we want. We believe in you guys. Like, we think that this is the team that's going to, get us back into the playoff picture. And like, we just want you guys to be comfortable and win games. And then they go and lose 6-1. It's like so fucking funny.
Oh my God.
They got Line-Aid. Patty Line-Aid, fucking Hattie, bud.
That's what, 11 in a row now?
11 hat tricks in a row?
No, like 11 losses.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that'd be so funny if Patrick Line came back to the league after player assistance program started getting injured in the fucking preseason, comes back 11 hat tricks in a row, just fucking leads the league in goals.
Did you hear the story about him that when they would travel, he would just have his the equipment manager buy a new TV for him to play Fortnite, and he would just leave it at the room.
Oh, that's so weird.
Like,
Jesus, like, don't squander your opportunities like that. Also, the Rangers are losing 2-0 currently.
well, hopefully tomorrow we'll get some big big trade.
Well, when does the trade freeze happen?
Ooh, that's a good
Christmas?
question.
Is it the end of the week?
NHL roster freeze 2024. From midnight December 19th to midnight December 27th.
Okay, so we got Thursday. Like a day, 2 days.
So tomorrow they pretty much. So is it a midnight? So midnight Thursday.
Fucking tomorrow on waivers, all of the Rangers.
So if it's not done tomorrow by 11:59 p.m., you're fucked.
Yeah, this is like
you're stuck with this guy for another week.
Actually, who doesn't have a no move? I think Panarin. Okay, Panarin and Zibanejad are the only. Oh, and Trocheck. Seem like the only safe players on the Rangers that have an actual no move. Yeah, so everybody else can be moved. Also, since you brought up Adam Fox, he actually doesn't have a no move clause until next year. He has zero protection this year.
So he could.
Dude, he could end up in your Columbus Blue Jacket. Like, watch that shit happen.
He's definitely waiver eligible, right?
Yeah. He can do he's got zero protection this year. It doesn't kick in. If
you waive Adam Fox though, like that would be like how we were joking with like Luke Richardson scratching Bedard.
Okay. Oh yeah.
For a game, and we're like, yeah, he's gonna be saying that as he's packing up his box to like leave. Like you put fucking Adam Fox on waivers, Drury better not even be able to like breathe after hitting like submit on that paperwork before getting fucking fired. That would be the dumbest fucking move. And I can only imagine how many claims he gets. That might be the first time like a player gets 31 claims put on him.
But I don't think he would, just because of the cap issues that a lot of teams would have.
I think a lot of teams would try to figure it out.
I think you have to have it figured out before you can put the claim in.
They can figure it out. They can do it.
Vegas somehow does it.
Yeah, dude, Vegas, Mark Stone, take a dive.
It's an easy Blue Jackets claim because they have 19.2 million in cap space right now.
So Jesus. All right, episode 301. What do you want to call it?
Oh, actually, before that, it would be really funny if Adam Fox got claimed by the Flames, which is the team that originally drafted him. That's it.
Or Carolina, the team that traded for him.
Yes, that would be funny too, but they don't have the cap space. Flames have fucking 18 million in cap space.
All right,
I don't know. So, well, we're gonna try and do Sunday, so it's not gonna be Christmas. What does it be? What does it do?
100 for Bedsy.
Yeah. The first 100. We got another 1,400 to go before he calls it a career.
All right. Make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast feed. Spotify, Apple Podcasts are the big two. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, social media at WCB Podcast. And we will hopefully see you Monday.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.